Hi, Jeff. I know we're streaming on your platform, and my only question to you is where will you be when the revolution comes? Action! What's up, gang? Welcome to Kenya's Realm. This segment will be the world through my eyes. And today's topic is the Met Gala. So personally, I'm kind of an edgelord. I don't really care about mainstream things, but I do tune in and I do pay attention to what's going on in the world. And so, a lot of my friends have been reposting the Met Gala and reposting the photos, and I think they're beautiful. I think they're gorgeous. I love fashion. I love art. I love everything to do with art. I love everything to do with fashion. But honestly, I don't really care about celebrities. And that's just me. I think that we have an issue in our culture with stanism, stan culture. People get super hyper fixated on celebrities. People get super hyper fixated on politicians, and they elevate them to this celebrity status and then become obsessed, and it's weird. But the thing that stood out to me this year in particular about the Met Gala is that it felt like the Hunger Games. And I feel like that's probably a sentiment that has been repeated in the past, but this year in particular really felt like the Hunger Games. You have all of these rich people, these rich celebrities, these affluent individuals who are coming to this gala that is in support of a museum. And they're flaunting their excessive wealth, right? It cost $100,000 alone just to get a ticket, $300,000 to get a table. And while I understand that that money is going towards something good, it's going towards the investment in that museum, into that particular section of the museum where they're doing this archival work and they're preserving these pieces, I still think that we have to circle back to what it represents. First of all, we're in New York City. You walk outside, you go to certain neighborhoods, you walk down the street. I just walked up 8th Ave to get here, and you could see the disparity in the wealth. People who are super wealthy, people who are living in poverty, people who are homeless. And it's that's the microcosm, and I feel like the Met Gala is a representation of the macrocosm. And the reason I say I felt like it was the Hunger Games is because here in the Hunger Games, you have when they go to the Capitol and you have all the wealthy, flaunting their wealth. Meanwhile, the poorer people, the lower income folks, are fighting for a seat at the table. And even when they get to the table, they're still looked down on, right? And then on top of that, the main beneficiary for the Met Gala was Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos, fourth richest man in the world, according to Forbes, whose net worth is worth $224 billion. And I think that we all know at this point that no one gets that rich in an ethical manner. Some kind of exploitation has to take place in order for someone to become that wealthy. You have to step on someone else in order to elevate yourself to that level. We see that with Amazon. We see that with the exploitative work conditions. We see that with the ways in which Amazon's web service or their cloud system that they created is literally implicated with ICE, with what's going on in occupied Palestine right now, with the police surveillance, with prison surveillance. So how can someone whose money is literally covered in blood be welcome at an institution where art is centered? Art, which is something that's supposed to be revolutionary. Art, which is something that's supposed to interrogate. Art, which is something that's supposed to help change the world. In the words of James Baldwin, the role of the artist is the same as the role of the lover. I have to make you conscious of the things you do not see. Or, to quote Tony Cade Bambara, the role of the artist is to make the revolution irresistible. And my question is, how is the Met Gala being revolutionary by allowing Jeff Bezos to be the main beneficiary? Anna Wintour, the director of the Met Gala, said something along the lines of, it's not where the money is coming from, but where it's going. And I beg to differ. Daredevil, for instance, right? Media reflects real life. In Daredevil, there's Kingpin, who is this criminal. He runs a crime syndicate here in New York City. Hell's Kitchen. We're not too far from it right now. And he puts on this persona of being someone who's for the people, who's invested in the people. Meanwhile, he has a crime syndicate that he runs while he's masquerading as a philanthropist. It's not that different from Bezos, whose money comes from Amazon Web Service, right? Which is implicated, like I said, in ICE, in Israel, in police surveillance, in prison surveillance, basically in the establishment of a surveillance state. I forgot the person's exact name, but they were quoted saying that they wanted ICE to run like an Amazon Prime for immigrants. That's insanity. That's insanity. Where is our empathy? Where is our humanity? And that's not even going into the history of this nation and breaking those things down when we talk about genocide, forced displacement, the fact that we're all on stolen land. That's not even unpacking that. We're just speaking simply to the fact that people have been given sanction to kidnap people, to murder them, to place them in concentration camps, and that money that is being donated to the Met Gala is intertwined in all of that. It's blood money. While Chris Smalls was being beat by the police, celebrities were sauntering on in and turning a blind eye to what was going on. And it's not like the Met Gala was just receiving pushback from the average man, the common man. There were plenty of celebrities who were posting on social media. Taraji P. Henson commented on a post asking people, what the F are they doing? Mark Ruffalo posted a video of a Amazon worker pushing back that we should be supporting the working class person, the average man that's outside, not Jeff Bezos, not this event that's backed by Jeff Bezos. And the question that comes up for me is, like, some of these celebrities that attended have activism embedded into their work. Bad Bunny, for instance. He's someone who has commented on femicide. He's someone who's commented on transphobia in his work. While I don't think we know his own orientations, he pushes the boundaries of gender in media. In Yo Pereo Sola, he dressed as what I believe, and what I think the common takeaway was a trans woman in order to speak about not just transphobia in Puerto Rico, but femicide. Femicide, something that's not spoken about in the United States at all, except for now recently where we're starting to actually name what is going on in our nation, right? He speaks about the neocolonialism and U.S. imperialism in Puerto Rico, the fact that beaches are being privatized, the fact that gentrification is a thing that is displacing Puerto Ricans from their own native land, the fact that white Americans are moving to Puerto Rico to practice tax evasion, something that Bezos also does. He can't pay his workers and he can't pay his taxes. He can, because he's the fourth richest person in the world, according to Forbes. Like, people literally have organized and were creating posters, get Bezos out of the Met Gala. There was, I think, 300 something bottles of fake urine that were planted all over the Met with photos of Bezos on it, showing that people were pushing back against Bezos being a participant in this. And I still don't understand why they continue to move forward. Is money better than ethics? I don't have anything else to say right now. Give me a second. I'm feeling my blood boil. So my question is, I want to know what y'all think. Do you think that the Met Gala should have taken Jeff Bezos' money? Do you think they should have denied it? And do you think that by them taking their money, they're now complicit in the crimes that have been committed with where that money came from? And that's that on that. Remember, my personal motto is all I gotta do is stay black and die, baby. There we go. Boom. I would love to thank all of our listeners who have tuned in and supported thus far. Thank you guys for reposting, for sharing, for rocking with us. Secondly, I just wanted to give the reasoning behind our why. Here at Poor Choices, we really want to uplift and center voices that commonly go unheard. This is a by community, for community passion project. And we want what we speak about to reflect what's commonly silenced in popular narratives. And so that's our why. We also wanted to interrupt the predominance of men and male podcasts, especially in an era where these podcasts are being utilized to reinforce patriarchy and misogynistic messaging. Hashtag women in male-dominated fields, baby. Here's how you can support our passion project. Follow, like, subscribe. Tune in. We're available on every social media and streaming service across the board. Also, if you feel so inclined monetarily, with our Patreon, which the link will be in the bio.